everyone, it's averydawnside and welcome back to another video. So I'm really excited for today's video. I'm really excited for all the videos that I make because I love making them. But today's topic is finally relevant to me. Not relevant to me, but kind of relevant. As you guys know, the Arabians came out, so I finally have more horses to train, so I can finally make training videos again. I'm really excited. So today's topic is your crazy club stories. Now, why this is relevant to me is because I'm in a club, not because I have any crazy stories myself, because I'm a club noob, and I've only been a TT, and I hope it stays that way forever. But I would love to hear all of your guys' crazy club stories. So that is exactly what I asked on my Instagram yesterday, and we're gonna get into reading them. Now, I haven't looked at any of them because I wanted this to be like my raw reactions, as well as I will not be putting the little things on the screen because many of them are in separate parts and there's like 10 or 11 separate parts to each one. So I don't want to like cut down every screenshot 11 times just to tell one story. So you guys are just going to have to trust my word on these and know that they exist and I'm reading the story right. Okay, let's get into it today. We are going to be training Cherry Oak, aka Carmax. I've already started training him up a little bit, but not a whole ton. So all right, let's do this. Okay, here we go. So starting with the first starting with the first one. Also, another disclaimer, all of them are going to be anonymous. No club names or submission box people who submitted it are going to be mentioned, just for, privacy purposes, and we don't want to be disrespectful to clubs in any way. So everything's going to be anonymous today, which is another reason why I'm not putting it up on the screen. But let's get into it. So this submission says, I was in this club and they were a small club, but they said they were big, and at the time I was looking for a bigger club. So I say to the owner, why did you lie and say that you were a big club? And she said that she just wanted more members. Oh goodness, I cannot steer and read. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to leave, and she begged me not to. She begged me not to leave and said that if I did, that she would get revenge, but I left and unfriended her and moved servers. Well, a month went by, and then all of a sudden she's in my server, and she says it's time to get revenge. I'm so sorry, what is going on? She gets an alt account, creates a club, and makes it my dream club, so I join it, and okay, wait, did you know that it was her at first? I'm gonna assume no. And she basically asks for personal information. I immediately leave, and then my online best friend tells me that she's talking bad about me, and that's why I never got into any clubs after that. Oh my gosh! Wow, starting out with an eventful submission. That's terrible. I'm really sorry that happened. I get the whole wanting to be in a big club thing, but it's unfortunate that that person lied about it. But yikes, oh my goodness. I hope you got into your dream club after that, because that sounds like a rough experience. Okay, the next one says, I got invited to a spiritual witchcraft club through mail. I had never talked to them or heard of them or even seen them in game. That's strange. Kind of concerned. Moving on. Okay, this one says it's gonna be a long one, so we're gonna get into the journey. Also, reading these and training is a lot harder than I thought, but it's okay, we're gonna be fine. Anyways, so this one says, last January I joined a club called blank. They were a great club at first. Everyone was so kind and I felt at home there. However, one day I left for a few weeks and I tried club owning, and I came back after my club failed. After that, I grew closer with blank and even did a face reveal because I felt safe in that club. Turns out they were kind of toxic though, because there was this one instructor who did the warm-ups for our realistic lessons because we were a semi-realistic all-around club. The instructor's warm-ups always took up 3/4 of the lesson, and one night, all the members and the owner were sitting in a call without the instructor. The next morning, the instructor left without reasons. Turns out the other members were complaining about the instructor's warm-ups, and the instructor, who I was good friends with, DM'd me in this group chat we had and was like, "Y'all are toxic," and then left without a word. Her boyfriend then called us toxic and rude things, which led me to leave the club. I just regret showing my face to a toxic club, but I am glad to be in a better one now. Oh my gosh! That's terrible. I feel like I'm going to be saying that a lot in this video because I didn't even know clubs like this existed. That's awful though. That's really hard because I get what you mean by you can feel safe and then take it back later. But I'm really glad that you found a club that you like now. I can't believe her boyfriend got involved. I could not imagine. That must have been so uncomfortable, and I'm really sorry you had to go through that. Yikes! You guys have some juicy stories. I hope I never ever experience anything like this. I'll just live it through all of you and hope for the best. Also, sorry if it's kind of laggy. I am on Nightstar visiting right now, so my bad. But the next one says, I owned a club last summer and it was mainly dressage, and then we decided to do jumping. I asked someone if they would like to be a leader for that, and she asked if she could make an outfit for it. She ended up picking everything extremely expensive, and I said something small or cheap, and she bossed around the members and was trying to take over. I'm also very much failing this. That's really unfortunate. I feel like that's sometimes something that I've heard from other people that clubs forget is not everyone can afford everything either right away or they just don't give the time, and that makes my heart so sad because I know so many people have dream clubs that they spend like months saving up for the outfit and then they get in and they're like, this isn't what I thought, so they just wasted their star coins, and that makes my heart really sad for them. So I'm glad that you stood up and you said that you didn't want to have an expensive outfit. Props to you for doing that because I know so many people out there probably appreciate that way more than you know. Alrighty. I'm also like losing my train of thought in these submissions because they're kind of scattered all throughout in the multiple different parts. But I'm trying my best here. We're trooping along. Alrighty, as you guys can see, I'm back in the home stable, probably confused. I'm not gonna be training today because I just don't feel like training, as well as it's being super laggy for me today. So I'm gonna keep reading the stories and we're just gonna hang out in my home stable and you guys can listen to me talk because I feel like that's what most of you are here for, and you're probably training and not watching the screen anyways. So let's get back into the submissions. This one says, okay, so once I joined a club and I got really close with the owners. I was in it for a year and then they required Discord, Instagram, and Twitter, and little me didn't have any of those. She let me stay in the club under one condition. I would have to be their servant. Huh? Okay, just keep going. They could tell me what to do and I couldn't say no unless I wanted to get kicked, and I really wanted to stay since they were a pretty big club. And once they asked me for my info to my account and I told them it, and they spent all my 10,000 star coins I got for my birthday. Dude, what? That's so awful. Okay, this one says, I was randomly invited to a club and I was in it for like 2 days because the owner sounded 8 and didn't even have Star Rider. So I told them I wanted to leave and they threatened me and told other owners that I was a toxic member. It was so odd. What is it with these people and threatening people if you leave the club? It's just a pixel horse game. Relax. Oh my gosh. This one says, I had a club I didn't really like. I left the club and made my own. The club owner was mean. Then I switched servers and then they were there and they started calling me names, so I ignored them. P.S. I love your videos. Thank you, darling. Oh, I'm glad that you ignored them. Ignore the haters. Just let them go to the curb. It's fine. This one says, well, my friend let me on her account, and so I happened to end up talking with her club owner, and her club owner thought it was her, but I told her that it wasn't and I was training for her. My friend ended up getting in a bit of trouble, but didn't care, and the owner got mad. That is such a sticky situation because I could not imagine. It's actually a funny story because I let Ava, okay, so I don't give out my account information ever because I'm really nervous about that, but I let Ava log on to my account yesterday to look at the Arabians. That's the first time I've ever let anyone onto my account other than myself. And she looked at the Arabians and everything, and we were on call when she did it. That's why I wasn't super nervous because I literally was watching what she was doing. But when she was on, she was like, I'm not gonna leave the home table because if someone recognizes me, I don't want to pretend it's you. So I totally get that story, and that's can be really uncomfortable, especially if they, like, I don't know why you would do it in game, but if they say something like either inappropriate or that you're not supposed to know and only the person account is supposed to know, that could be really bad. Okay, this one says, in an old club of mine, a girl asked if our club leader liked her. I said, I don't know. Then the girl said to me, do you like me and do you want to be my girlfriend? Okay, that took a turn. I said no. Turns out that girl and one of the club members became a couple. Not that crazy, but a love story. Okay, whoever submitted this, please let me know if they're still together. I'm really curious because that took a turn. That was something. I was once in a club where we went around 𝐿ᴏᴜ dressed as cats and meowed at people. That sounds like a lit club. I actually sent the suggestion to the TT closed server, and all I'm saying is if you see us running around roaring at people dressed as tigers, you didn't hear it from me. This one says, one time when I was in this dressage club, I felt so a part of the club, and then they announced that on Tuesdays we would spend an hour on our gaps. I didn't have the time for that, so I left the club, and it was really hard for me because I had really good friends in that club. That's so sad. I feel like that is a really common trend that I'm learning, is that so many people have dream clubs but they can't meet the requirements, and it makes me sad because I couldn't imagine what it would be like if you couldn't, like, meet the requirements of somewhere where you would fit in so well. So, that's sad. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait, this one says, I joined a club and the first thing the owner said was, you have to stay for your 2-month trial or we will all report you. I left and she chased me all over 𝐿ᴏ until I ignored them all. That's scary because you really can't go back on if someone reports your account, and that's really brutal. This one said, I left about 50 clubs in a couple months. I couldn't settle. I mean, I hope you found the one that fit you, boo-boo. Ooh. So I was in this club and the owner was really mean and toxic. So the leaders, every time we did dressage, she would yell at us over call, and she was in my area. So one day I saw her in public. You're kidding. I'm scared to know where this goes. She looked at me and said hi. I just waved at her and continued to quickly walk away. The next thing I know, I was kicked and we never spoke again. Yikes. I always wonder that though, how many people I walk by in public that are either, none of them are in TT, I don't think, but I always wonder that if I walk by someone in public and they're in a Star Stable club, what club they're in, because you never really know. So that's really crazy. This one says, one time with my club we had a hangout event, and after playing on SSO we decided to do dares, and one of the members got a dare to brush his teeth and then drink Coca-Cola. Yeah, it was not a good idea, but we had fun. Okay, A, that must have tasted awful. B, were you guys trying to go for like the Mento and Coca-Cola fizzy effect? Because I don't know if that would actually happen, but I love that that was the thought that possibly occurred. This one says, blank club's first owner was apparently a 50-year-old man who tried to get some young girls and was acting weird, so he disbanded and it was remade. That's so crazy. Wait, I had no idea. Oh my goodness, that's like scary because I see that club around a lot. Okay. Please be safe, kids. This is like my forewarning. If there's any suspicious activity in a club, remember to be safe on the internet. You never know who's behind a screen. This one says, so basically, This one says, so basically I was in this club and the instructor was so nice until the owner left the Discord call. She full on started screaming and shouting at us, telling us we were bad at dressage. I voice recorded her and sent it to the owner. She got kicked out immediately but continued to hate on the club, sending very unpleasant messages, and we eventually reported her and she got banned. Love your videos, by the way. Okay, this is like comedic because you guys are sending me these awful stories that happen to you, but then you're like, oh, but I love your channel. I just love you guys. You're so wholesome. Wow. I'm so sorry this happened to you. This is sad. This one's short, sweet, to the point. It says, I started dating my club owner. Okay. You do you, honey. Did it go well? Are you still dating them? I'm curious. Give me a 411 update. Slide into my DMs. This one says, I joined a club that had something called rating every Wednesday, where basically they would hang out at Steve's and insult people's outfits and give them ratings. When I saw how mean they were being, I chose to leave immediately. Good. This one says, I used to be in a realistic roleplay club that hosted club shows, and the owner used to fix the time so she would always win. Sad. I've never been in a realistic roleplay club, but I am very curious on how they work, and I feel like that would definitely be a problem because who can judge the shows other than the person in the club, and they would already be biased towards members. You know? Strange. This one says, pretty sure they were a dog worshipping cult. I left right away. What? What is going on? Okay, this one's really cute. It says, once I logged on for club dressage and they already had the elite practice going on. I was a beginner and I had no clue what was going on, so I literally joined the back of the line and started trotting along behind them. That's so cute. Also, literally me. All right, everyone. That is going to be the end of me reading these stories for today. I couldn't read a lot of them because they weren't PG, but you guys have some crazy stories and I'm a little bit concerned, but it's fine. I hope you're all in wonderful clubs now, and if anything, this made me extremely grateful for Terrific Tigers because they're just fabulous, and I'm glad that I never had to go through any of these things. But a little reminder, please be safe on the internet. Please be safe with who you're becoming friends with, who you're talking to, who you're sharing information with, especially personal information. You never know who's on the other side of a screen, so emphasis on being safe out there, okay, kids? Sorry if this was a little bit of a short video. I'm working on a lot of behind the scenes things for coming at the end of May, so make sure to stay tuned around my channel for that. Face real question mark? Maybe. Okay, we're gonna end the video here. I love you all so much. I appreciate your support as always, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video, and I promise I'm gonna respond to Ava's message right there. Okay, I love you so much. Bye!